What is Web3? What is it used for? And what does it mean for cryptocurrencies? Everything you need to know to stay safe. In this material, you will learn everything in a simple way without unnecessary chatter. Let's start from the beginning. Web 1.0 is the first classic internet that we know from 90s movies. Everything started in 1991 with the first websites, whose main and only task was to display information. We could open a given address and read, and read again. Back then, there was no such thing as a comments section, a subscription form for a newsletter, or links to an online store with the author's gadgets. This read-only version of the internet was called Web 1.0. In fact, it could be said that it was the digital equivalent of a regular library, where we could simply enter and read. But just like in a regular library, we couldn't speak a word. It cannot be denied that it was a huge step forward, but it did not provide complete satisfaction due to its limitations. In 2004, everything began to change. Additional scripts, Java, applications, and many other elements emerged, enabling us to participate in shaping the network. What appeared before our eyes became more personalized, adapted to our needs and expectations. Over the years, the passive read-only version of the internet transformed into an interactive organism created by millions of users interacting with each other. This gave rise to social media platforms where we could express our opinions, react, actively click, and modify content that interested us. Tinder, auction sites, online stores, Facebook, Instagram, Amazon, and all the other portals we now know were born. Sounds great, right? Unfortunately, alongside these positive changes that were good and interesting for each of us, there were also negative ones. In Web 2.0, every user also became a product. Our entire online activity started to be monitored, collected, and archived for the benefit of large corporations whose main goal is to capture our attention, primarily for advertising purposes and our money. And this state of affairs persists to this day. Notice that watching funny videos or memes results in an increase of such content being displayed to you. Searching for the best places for a date leads to the appearance of ads for gifts or rings, and seeking information about a specific dog breed leads to ads for pet food. All information about what we do on the internet, which websites we visit, and how much attention we give to different things is collected to tailor the displayed information to capture our attention as much as possible and increase the chances of us spending our money. Additionally, such data is exchanged among various corporations, and we, in essence, have little control over it. In theory, we could opt out of sharing information about ourselves. But in practice, this would involve completely giving up on using platforms that collect such information. So, wanting to maintain complete privacy would require us to use the internet as in the Web 1.0 version. Let's be honest, none of us wants to give up all the conveniences and possibilities we currently have. The solution to this problem is supposed to be Web 3.0, which will largely focus on eliminating all the negative issues I mentioned earlier without giving up any conveniences. The current version of the internet is centralized, meaning that to use YouTube, for example, we have to access the target website through our internet service provider and use it according to the rules set by that service. In Web 3.0, the entire network is intended to be decentralized. This means that we won't need any intermediaries such as internet service providers, automatically making us more independent because, in such a situation, it's impossible to disconnect us from access to the network. In a decentralized network, each user contributes to shaping the network. Instead of connecting to a central database and servers that handle all websites, we simply connect to other users because all the information we need to function is stored on each of their computers. It works like a local computer network where everyone contributes something, enabling the entire system to function. If you have trouble imagining how such a system can work and don't fully understand the possibility of using the internet without the internet, check out my material on blockchain and Bitcoin, where I show how such a network operates on a global scale. Secondly, most applications in Web 3.0 are intended to operate on the principles of DAO foundations. What does this mean in practice? It means that we will have a real influence on what happens with a given service or platform we use because applications of this type have the ability to conduct votes, where the community decides on the next stages of development and the implementation of changes in platforms based on this system. There is no CEO and board of directors making decisions about changes. Everyone has the right to submit their idea for a vote, where the community decides on its acceptance or rejection. Some cryptocurrency projects, such as Atom, Osmosis, Evmos, and others, already operate in this way. Until now, such a possibility has never existed. All changes in the current internet were decided by the owners of the company, regardless of whether we like them or not. In such a solution, all decisions are made by people involved in a given project who are committed to its positive development with the consent of the community. Individual units with a predisposition for sabotage do not have a negative impact on the whole in this situation. From my observations, it appears that all decisions made in the projects I have followed make sense, are thoughtful and reasonable. What does Web 3.0 have in common with cryptocurrencies? It can be said that the entire concept of Web 3.0 originated from combining the principles of cryptocurrency technology with the Internet 2.0. These two concepts complement each other, and their best features create a new version discussed in this recording. Applications in Web 3.0 operate through decentralized networks, just like cryptocurrencies. Often, they enable the use of cryptocurrencies or require them for use. Many are managed by DAO foundations, as mentioned earlier, similar to some cryptocurrency projects. In some cases, we can invest in them by buying a specific cryptocurrency, becoming a shareholder. Cryptocurrencies have essentially merged their functionality with the internet, offering new solutions, which I will summarize later. This topic is so incredibly extensive that I will dedicate a separate recording to discuss this concept in detail. The next significant element is the integration with our web wallet, which can be fully anonymous, allowing our online identity and behaviors to avoid data collection. In such a wallet, we can generate a virtual identity. For example, we can name our crypto address Crypto Explain and log into any website through it. In this case, every comment, post, or purchase will be visible under the name Crypto Explain, but our real identity will remain private until we decide to reveal it. This system still allows for payments, just as we have been doing so far, ordering products from online stores and using various services. However, it operates according to principles created and accepted by the community engaged in a particular service, rather than being dictated by the multilateral terms and regulations of large corporations. At this moment, platforms are emerging that combine the operations of various cryptocurrency networks and wallets. Regardless of what we use, we can practically always connect and utilize the services offered by a given platform. Currently, most Web 3.0 services specialize in trading between different cryptocurrencies. However, there are also platforms focusing on publishing video content, social media, games, forums, auction services, and all other possible types of services. The truth is that the platforms that break through to the new version first have the greatest chance of success, so everything is rapidly gaining momentum. Everything indicates that in the future, instead of dozens of independent cryptocurrencies, everything will function collectively, following the principle of interoperability. This entails integrating all currently functioning projects into one collectively operating mechanism, accessible and user-friendly for everyone, even if we are not tech-savvy. To summarize, what distinguishes Web3 from 2? Centralization gives way to decentralization. Lack of anonymity and data trading are replaced by anonymity. Integration with blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and web wallets emerges. We have interoperability, absence of censorship, and influence on development through DAO organizations. Does such a development actually have a chance of realization? Will the entire internet shift to Web 3.0? In my opinion, in the coming years, we will have the choice between the classic Web 2.0 and the new Web 3.0. It seems to me that all major institutions and companies currently earning significant money on the current version will actively discourage us from using new solutions under various pretexts. Nevertheless, just as it was impossible to stop the transition from Internet version 1.0 to 2.0, I believe that the next change will sooner or later become a permanent part of the mainstream and will become something normal, familiar, and appreciated by informed users. It cannot be denied that the current evolution requires some knowledge and the acquisition of specific skills related to navigating topics related to cryptocurrencies, wallets, assets, and the like, which is still a significant challenge for many people. However, every year, the Internet gains more and more young users who learn quickly, are not afraid of challenges, and easily acquire the required skills. Therefore, I believe that the adaptation to Web 3.0 is only a matter of time. Still, keep in mind that this is solely my private opinion. If you are looking for a complete cryptocurrency training, check out my crypto guide on Udemy. The link is below this video. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Good luck!